Those Cowboys, he banged his elbow a little bit, so it may be a recurring thing.
Brooks left, Reed slotted right. Beebe far right, Davis in the backfield. Kelly guns complete to the tight end Metzelars, and a first down at the 45-yard line. A dozen more for the K-gun attack of Buffalo.
They don't use him much, but Metzelars, he's just another receiver that Kelly likes to go to. It's a keep the defense honest. You can't rotate to my outside guys. A lot of times Metzelars gets lost in coverage. They just don't throw to him that much. He ends up being wide open for a first down pickup.
Brian Shoya, Wabash College in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Metzelars. Sheets Andre Reed with Hasty following Reed. Most of this day, Hasty has shifted wherever Reed goes. Yes. Hasty is there with him.
We were told that we could look for that matchup, but then I've seen the Jets in an awful lot of zone coverage today, and part of that is to allow the safeties to get up to the line of scrimmage to assist on the run. Thurman Thomas has done such a great job, and they got to get one more guy at the line of scrimmage to help stop Thurman Thomas.
Jim Kelly now 18 for 30. He's over 200 yards on the day, 2 interceptions. But he's not been hurt by those picks. With Reed in motion. And he goes to Reed. Oh, what a collision. 3 Jets nail Reed at the 49 of New York. He's fearless over the middle.
Yeah, you talk about 3 Jets. One of them was Shade Tree Jones. One of them was Ronnie Lott. Andre Reed shows his toughness here. These are 2 great hitters, Marvin Jones and Ronnie Lott.
Another third down for Kelly. 3rd and 3. Reed slotted right. They pick up the blitz, and there's Davis for the first down at the 44-yard line. Kenneth Davis with the catch. Davis, who had such a outstanding Super Bowl in defeat, rushing for 86 yards against the Cowboys.
And you get Lewis on a blitz, but you see the back just come out here and run the circle route. It's worked before. They threw it to Thurman Thomas. It works this time. And the tight end releases outside, back inside. Ronnie Lott makes the tackle, but it's still enough for a first down.
Davis through a big hole, breaking tackles. And he has a first down at the 30-yard line and was angry he didn't get more. Bill Packel hustling back to save a possible touchdown.
Dick, I'm telling you, this is part of the fatigue that was established in this defense in the first quarter on that 21-play drive.
Wait a minute. This fatigue and tiredness, these are NFL athletes.
Makes no difference.
You're tired at the first 5 minutes of a game?
No question about it.
In the middle of the season?
The defense, I'll tell you after this commercial.
That's the end of 3 quarters here at Giant Stadium, with the Bills on top 12-7.
They heard voices and saw terrifying sights. Then it finally appeared. Could this house be haunted? Unsolved Mysteries, NBC Wednesday.
Every day you're bombarded with advertising that screams, buy this, buy that, try this, try that. But while your desire for all this cool stuff is unlimited, your paycheck isn't. I mean, after you pay the phone, rent, and electric, there's barely enough to pay for necessities, like cable and CDs. It just isn't fair. But before you give up on that Mudman mountain bike, consider this, a Fleet low-interest credit card. Because unlike all those things that take more out of your paycheck, Fleet low-interest credit cards take out less, which gives you more to play around with. Fleet, whatever you make, they can make it go further.
On the one hand, we gave it a wider stance for better handling, a computer model suspension, and specially designed 16-inch tires. So, a pair of these could come in handy. On the other hand, we've thoughtfully designed each knob, button, and switch to be easily operated while you're wearing a pair of these. New Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
See your Team Dodge dealer and get the advantage. Advantage Dodge.
It seems that everyone is interested in Chi-Chi's new twice-grilled barbecue burrito.
No one makes a burrito like this.
Because only Chi-Chi's combines char-grilled chicken or steak and sautéed fresh vegetables in a flour tortilla.
This is where it gets a little weird.
And then grills it again with Tex-Mex barbecue sauce for that special char-grilled taste. Come, try our twice-grilled barbecue burrito served with salad, rice, and for a limited time, our famous fried ice cream. Only at Chi-Chi's.
Get the facts on Hard Copy. Weekdays at 5:30 only on Channel 2.
Let's see, 6 and 7, you carry the 1 is at 13 for Buffalo, 7 for the Jets. As the Bills, while they've turned it over 3 times, the Jets unable to capitalize. And Buffalo, with its 2 turnovers, 10 points. And the big one, Darryl Talley's 61-yard touchdown with an interception as we go to the 4th quarter. And Kelly and the Bills on top by 6.
This is...
You're going to explain about the fatigue factor. Yeah, you're barely out of the locker room at the start of the game, and you're already tired.
It takes twice as much energy to play defense because defense is reaction. You want 11 guys at the ball. So wherever the ball goes, you have to go to the ball and try to make the tackle. That's number 1. Number 2, that 21-play drive, I mean, you're just not used to being out there for 21 straight plays exerting energy.
Thurman Thomas back in the game. Oh, is he ever? And he's all the way to the 12-yard line, and another first down. Lott and Hasty, and Thomas chews up 18 more yards.
Now, Dick, this should prove part of my point. Watch how high these guys get. See, Piquel stands straight up. When defensive linemen start standing up, that's fatigue. That was established in the first quarter. And it's not that they're out of shape. It's just that you get used to, like you own horses, they get used to running a mile. You put them on a mile and a half, they're going to get fatigued.
And down after a yard is Thomas, who has 104 yards rushing now in this game. Well, and maybe it's better illustrated by the Jets today than by other Bills opponents, but that is part of the reason why they've been in 3 straight Super Bowls. This hurry-up attack, while it is in control, the no-huddle punishes the defense more than the offense.
Absolutely. And with the hurry-up offense, half of your offense can take a play off. None of your defense that you're facing can take any part of any play off.
All right, well defended. Thomas just freezes Clifton, one of the best linebackers in the game, and gets a couple out of a 2-yard loss. Rodney Lott wasn't fooled. It's 3rd down. Well-played drive, another long drive. And the one thing that is different about what the Jets have had to do today, and a Bills player down, and it may be Thurman.
It is Thurman. Probably more fatigue. Go ahead.
It is that, unlike other games for Buffalo where they strike so quickly, how many times we said, and a drive, the touchdown 5 plays, a minute and a half. Here they've had long 15, 19, 21 play drives, consuming a lot of time, forcing that defense on the field for that period of time, and we'll take a timeout.
4.5 years ago, my father and I were driving our Chevy truck through the Eisenhower Pass in Colorado. The road was complete ice. There was a couple that had gotten out of their car screaming, "Help, help me, oh my God, I'm getting married, we're stuck, I don't know what to do." My dad jumped out of the truck, he hooked it up to their car, and away we went up the hill pulling their car. I mean, it was just amazing. They invited us to the wedding, but I couldn't go.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Okay, I confess, I want my hair to look great. So I use a special shampoo and conditioner that cleans and completely conditions without the hassle. Net result, no matter what I've been doing, my hair does what I want it to.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
You have any idea why Duracell batteries last so long?
Why they last so long?
Yes.
I can never explain why. I'm not a sort of an engineer, but it's all we carry. I've never got a complaint.
That's good enough for us, Mike.
Duracell, no other battery lasts longer.
For this guy, any deodorant will do. But these guys need Speed Stick. Antiperspirant that gives 110%, even if you don't. 24-hour protection against wetness. And now Speed Stick deodorant has a powerful new formula to fight odor. Speed Stick. For movers and shakers, the #1, the only one.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Speed Stick Deodorant and Speed Stick Antiperspirant, the #1 for movers and shakers. By MCI, the company that brings you proof positive. And by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Glorious day in Manhattan and here in the East. East Rutherford, New Jersey, Giant Stadium, and apparently a blow to the mouth that sidelines Thurman Thomas. 3rd down and 7 for Kelly and the Bills, leading by 6 early in the 4th quarter. 9-yard line of the Jets. 3, 2, 1. He just gets it off, and it's Davis trying to swing outside. Hasty cut him off, and then the tackle made by Kyle Clifton. 4th down, and the field goal unit comes on. Thanks to Talley's interception touchdown, Marv Levy can go field goal here and have more than a touchdown lead.
Boy, has this been a day for Thurman Thomas. Can you remember a game where he's been a bigger factor?
Well, yeah, he's had a few of those.
Yeah, but
especially when the defense was trying to do just that, not let him have this kind of day. 103 yards rushing, 67 receiving, 170 for Thomas. 32 times he's had over 100 yards rushing. As Christie, a 23-yard attempt. And he's 3 for 3. 7. That makes him now 10 for 11 on the season. 16-7 Buffalo.
We have to be able to communicate with our vehicles 24 hours a day. It's not just a telephone line. It is a critical network.
Communications is the driving force of their ambulance system.
1046 is en route, code 3 at this time. Child has been born. We had a call one time. The crew needed to talk to the dispatch center. They pushed that button. They did not get a hold of the dispatch center.
She was losing calls, and losing calls to her could possibly mean losing a life.
We needed to replace that system. If I could bring my monthly costs down, I could afford to budget a state-of-the-art telephone system.
That's when MCI stepped in.
That's what MCI did.
Found out what her needs were.
Not just a telephone system. It's not just a radio system. It's not just a computer system. It's all three merged together.
I had a great sense of responsibility.
Without our MCI T1 service, you wouldn't be able to do that.
You try to do the good thing.
MCI backs the product.
You strive to do the right thing.
She sat there and really listened.
The new Camaro. What else would you expect from the country that invented rock and roll?
It's shaping up as college football's game of the year. Heisman Trophy candidate Charlie Ward leads the explosive #1 ranked Florida State Seminoles against the 2nd ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. For both teams, it's a must-win game on the road to the national championship. Get ready for the showdown in South Bend in 3 weeks on NBC.
Buffalo 16-7. The Jets defense frustrated by a Buffalo game plan that has denied any stoppage. They've not been stopped on downs today, the Buffalo Bills. No punts at all by Chris Moore. Only interceptions or turnovers. Morrell will take it at the 20-yard line. And for the New York Jets, they are now in the quarter where they've had the most difficulty this season. The Bills' nemesis the third. Let's look at the Jets in the 4th quarter. Game 1, they got 14. Game 2, 7, then 10 points in the 3rd game. And the last 2 weeks against Philadelphia and the Raiders, no points and a field goal at Los Angeles. Plenty of time, 12:20 to go. Esiason hit and dropped for a sack as Talley gets in. 2nd sack by the Bills.
Looks like they expected the Jets to come out and throw. Talley, he chucks the tight end there for one of the rare times, and then delay blitz on the quarterback. Boomer took his eyes completely away from Talley, and Talley makes another big play.
Darrell came in, greeted us yesterday in a wild lavender shirt with shoes to match.
Iridescent, I think, was the color.
And he's been that way in the field today. A star for the Buffalo defense, Darrell Talley. Esiason has to look for a secondary receiver and then tuck it away and slide at about the 18-mil market.
And now the Jets are in a position where all they can do is throw the ball to get back in this football game. you're really feeding on what the Buffalo Bills do best. Pass rush, knock the ball away from receivers, go for the interception. And the Jets are beginning to establish a pattern. Leading in the first half, failing in the second half.
Now 3rd and 11 for Esiason. They scored on their first possession of the game, a long 80-yard drive and nothing since. Down the middle. And finally he's able to hit that deep middle pattern to the tight end, Johnny Mitchell. Mitchell's been open all day. They just haven't been able to connect.
And see, all day long they've had linebacker coverage on Mitchell, and again it happens. This time it's Cornelius Bennett comes from the left-hand side of the screen. 97. You're right. He's been open. That's the first time that Boomer's been able to get it to him.
Mitchell for 20 yards, his 20th catch of the year. First down at the 39. A delay and the give to Johnson. Breaks one tackle from Jones and makes 5-6 yards out of it. Henry Jones had him at the line of scrimmage. Talley and Barnett finally with the tackle. Indianapolis and Miami, the other AFC Eastern teams tonight. And Miami and Buffalo start the day 4-1 tied for first. Esiason. Whoa, knocked away from Baxter, and Esiason saw Bruce Smith coming hard from his backside.
Yes. And I don't think Baxter had any idea that ball was going to be thrown to him. That ball was in his face mask before Baxter even looked up at it. Smith coming from the right is the initial pressure from the backside. Now watch Baxter. He's just clearing that ball's by him when he gets his hands up.
Boomer second in the league in yards per pass, but today only 11 for 20, 137 yards. On 3rd down, the short pass complete. Johnson with a flag down is to the Buffalo 33. Now the penalty. The penalty flag thrown in the secondary.
Could it be offensive pass interference? Looked like a pick run by the tight end. Let's see what happens here.
Holding. Number 56 on the defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
They called it on Darryl Talley. The Jets ran a pick. Talley was trying to hold the receiver back. The Jets got away with the pick. Talley didn't get away with the hold. Looked like it was Johnny Mitchell he was trying to hold as he went outside.
Don't want to make him too angry. Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
32-yard line. Esiason with 9:47 left in the 4th quarter, trailing 16-7. Delay to Johnson. Johnson, big hole, all the way to the 17-yard line, and Bruce Smith was the last Bill left. 15 yards.
Nice little delay here by the Jets. You see the linebackers drop off, and then they realize, oh, it's a run. By then, the offensive linemen have already established position, and big Johnny Johnson gets up into the defensive backfield. Nice saving tackle by Bruce Smith.
9 minutes, 10 seconds to go. The Jets with an impressive drive, trailing 16-7. Johnson again, and they didn't fool Bruce Smith. Smith diving through and slow getting up.
Bruce Cosley called Bruce Smith the most dominant defensive player in the league, and when he takes that predetermined inside move, he's unstoppable. But there's nobody with the strength or the wingspan to stop Bruce Smith when he has that move in mind inside.
Big play on first down, a 4-yard deficit, so 2nd and 14. Boomer incomplete. He overshoots Adrian Morrell, sent into the pattern. He and Terrence Mathis were very closely aligned, and Henry Jones actually got a little piece of the ball for Buffalo.
Morrell out of the backfield was kind of routed out that way, shoved out that way by Cornelius Bennett.
The one thing here that Boomer doesn't want to do with a ball at the 21 is get nailed for a loss. I mean, a field goal, they're going to need a field goal somewhere along this 4th quarter anyway if they have any hopes of winning. They don't want to get themselves out of a chance for one. This is the 10th play of the drive. 3rd and 14. Underneath the Mathis, and he stopped at the 11-yard line on a solid hit by Talley. And here comes the field goal unit. It'll be about 4th and 3, 4th and 4, so Coslett will go for the field goal here.
And now he's got to rely on a very tired defense to somehow get the ball back in the hands of his offense.
They haven't had a stop on downs
they
yet.
haven't.
Blanchard is 6 for 8. You can see along a 43, and this one will be. See, they're having a little problem getting another men on the field. 7-6-5, and they're going to try to hurry and to save a timeout. No, they don't do it. And it might be just as well. You're flirting with a hurry-up field goal trying to miss.
Yeah, and the other thing is Coslett wants to save the timeouts for his defense to call when Buffalo gets the ball back. I mean, that's the way you play the game when you're trying to save the clock. But somebody, and it wasn't just anybody, it was the center snapper, Jim Sweeney, who was supposed to be out there.
So that'll just be a 5 yards longer, the try.
Normally the kick snapper is Roger Duffy, but Jim Sweeney came in. I guess because I'm presuming because Cadigan got hurt, you kind of shuffled things around on the special teams. Duffy moves out to tackle. Sweeney's got to snap the ball. Let's see which is the snapper. No, Duffy is the snapper. Sweeney's next to him, but the injury to Cadigan produced all of that.
So a 33-yard attempt instead of 28. And Blanchard is true. Bills 16, Jets 10 with 7:22 to go.
Hi, Super Dave Osborne here, getting ready to roll across the country singing the praises of these great-looking Hager wrinkle-free cotton pants. You know the ones, 100% cotton, wrinkle-free, out of the dryer, no ironing. I'll be covering more than 25,000 miles wearing these beauties. So come out and see me. I just wonder if Hager knows they're paying me by the mile. Uh-oh. Yahoo! Oh!
Hager wrinkle-free cottons. 100% cotton, 0% wrinkles.
They're still not wrinkled.
Recently, Boomer Esiason tried to bet a few of his friends that they couldn't eat just one Lay's potato chip.
I bet you can't eat just one. If I lose, I have to shave my head?
This head?
Shave? What? Oh, come on, man. No.
More and more people are discovering that Lay's are different.
Hi, guys.
So crunchy and perfectly golden, you can't eat just one.
Hey, come on. Do I look stupid? Who's stupid enough to take that bet?
Welcome to another day in the National Football League. Hello, I'm Jim Lampley. The two teams you're about to see.
Today's Lay's, now more than ever, that you can't eat just one.
When most manufacturers develop a new truck, they start with a model. Good idea. Here's ours. Introducing the first and only family of trucks designed from the inside out. A design that starts with you and has become the all-new Chevy S-Series. Everything else is history.
The Steelers, the Browns, running back Barry Foster and the AFC's best defense lead Pittsburgh into the dog pound for a fight for first. Next on NBC.
We're back at Giants Stadium. If you're just joining us, that could be a Giants report card with those long, time-consuming drives. But Buffalo, last in the league in possession time, is running up and chewing up the clock.
I don't know that I've ever been in a game, done a game, where you've got 4 drives of 10 plays or more, 2 at 13, 1 at 21, and the 1 at 21, he only got 3 points.
And none of those drives ending on a defense stopping Buffalo, and that has to be the concern on the New York sidelines. They have to come up with a stop, trailing by 6 and 7:22 to go. Aguiar to kick it off to Copeland and Davis. It's to Davis's side and short at the 11. And Davis hit at the 15. A flag down, and it could be on Davis, who was using the straight arm and might have gotten the face mask of Victor Green. Yeah, that classic face mask signal. Whoa. No, against Buffalo.
He's made a mistake. No, he's made a mistake, though. He called it against the Jets. He's going to correct himself.
Well, that's both ways.
Number 21 on the kickers. 5 yards, still first down.
Oh, my. He overlooked the face mask by the ball carrier, and they hit Green with it, a 5-yard penalty. So that'll take it out to about the 20-yard line, 25-yard line they mark it. And Green can't understand how about.
Yeah.
But they both were guilty. Just didn't see one of them. 7:11 to go. Let's see if Pete Carroll adjusts that defense to do something different.
That's the starting front four in there, Dick, for New York Jets.
And Thurman Thomas gets 7 on first down. Let's go to Jim Lampley for an NFL Live report.
Where we're calling a moratorium, Dick, on any further complaints from Haywood Jeffries after this. Fourth quarter, 14-yard touchdown pass from Moon to Jeffries, which has given the Oilers a 21-12 lead over Houston. Moon, 24 of 34, 256 yards, 2 TDs. A good day. Back to Dick and Trump.
All right, Jim, and Warren Moon chastised for a game, comes back and offering his outstanding medal against the Bengal defense. Meanwhile, the Jets defense terrorized by Thurman Thomas today. And Thomas again skipping out of one tackle, but a flag on that play. Thomas has a first down if it counts, but it looked like Jets tackler was tackled himself. Yes, holding.
The Jets are now committing Ronnie Lott solely to the run. He's the 8th guy at the line of scrimmage. And they're not even.
Number 75 on the offense, 10 yards, still second down.
The Jets are not even going to hide it anymore here now. Here's Ronnie Lott trying to stop this running game. House Ballard, he holds Lageman 56, but Ronnie Lott's inside the block of 35 Carwell Gardner. And that helps the Jets' chances.
Second down, 13. Reed and Brooks to the right. Screen it to Thomas. Well read by the Jets defense, and it was Mo Lewis who made the play.
Yes.
Lewis wouldn't give up the outside.
That's the Reed screen, figuring that second and long, the Jets are going to be dropping deep, so they put it in the hands of Thurman Thomas. Hope he can break a tackle. He does a pirouette, almost gets away, and Mo Lewis played it beautifully. Lageman hurt for the Jets.
Jeff Lageman hit a knee as he was going after Kelly on the play.
Here's a guy who, when Dennis, he hurt his knee last year, and Pete Metzelaar is trying to block him. Kind of looks like it gets his leg tied up with Mercereau as he falls. And he told us a couple of weeks ago that he rehabbed with Dennis Byrd. And when he saw what Dennis had to go through, he said, my knee injury just didn't seem that significant.
He has the Jets only sacked today. The Jets with only 11 on the year, and have been criticized in the press and by their fans for not putting more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And this is a time to try to get to Kelly. Fans sensing maybe they can help. Many on their feet. 3rd and 13. Washington forces Kelly to throw it away. So they bring the safety blitz, and Buffalo will have to punt.
Dick, on the last play to stop the run, we saw Ronnie Lott. This time it's Washington to stop the pass, and he's untouched. You see, Fina tries to get out there, but offensive line blocking rules are inside first, so Washington was turned loose on Kelly.
Somebody had to give Chris Moore a road map. He didn't know where to go. First time he's had to punt today. Moore averaging 38 a kick. Clifford Hicks used to be in Buffalo at the other end. It's a beautiful punt. Wow. To the 26. Hicks looking for blocks. 40. And he's to the 45-yard line. So the Jets, good field position. 51-yard kick by Moore. And Hicks returns at 18. Things heat up. 5:02 to go. And Bills hanging on to a 16-10 lead.
Motor Trend magazine said my Prism reminded them of the $30,000 import sedan class.
Car and Driver described my Geo Prism as lovely lines, Lexus refinement. An automobile magazine called my Prism the new wonder of the automotive world.
Before you buy your next car, call 1-800-GET-TO-KNOW and get to know Geo Prism.
Road and Track said run, don't walk to your Geo dealer. So that's what I did.
Hold on. I don't just overnight the package.
Yeah, sure. Overnighted. Might as well overnighted.
Overnight this.
Overnight that. Overnight.
Overnight. Overnight.
Sometimes overnight is overkill. So kick the habit with Priority Mail from the Postal Service. It's not overnight, but it's fast delivery, special handling, and 2 pounds is only $2.90.
Good morning. Thanks.
When overnight is overdoing it, remember, we deliver for you. Call and we'll start today.
I was tired, listless. My hair looked bad. My dog moved away. My life was as bland as your average chicken sandwich. Then I tried McDonald's new McGrilled chicken. Now this was different.
A marinated chicken breast with Monterey Jack, sweet red onions, tangy herb dressing on a bakery roll. Well, things changed. My hair looks great. My dog came home, and we struck oil in the backyard.
Coincidence? We don't think so. Try the new McGrilled chicken sandwich. Further proof that what you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Tonight on Sequest, a virus found on board a sunken spaceship infects the crew.
People are dying here.
It's up to Lucas to find a cure before a warrior sub attacks the weakened Sequest.
You can help us. Or we're all dead.
Sensors picking up missile-like object.
Launch countermeasures.
Sequest, 8/7 Central, NBC tonight.
Giant Stadium when sold out, 76,891. Boomer Esiason has accounted for 74 of those tickets himself. Second half not as kind to Norman. Whoa! Is that it? Caught by Bruce Smith. What an athletic play. That's an interception. Boomer Esiason leveled as he tried to get rid of it, and Bruce Smith playing like a cornerback to make that play, and he might have landed on the ball, injured himself.
Well, another great call by Walt Corey, defensive coordinator. Marcus Patton, 53. He's in there, gets around Sweeney, and when Boomer pumps, oh, you're right, what a play by Bruce Smith. You see guys who are 5'11", 190 pounds do that, not guys who are 6'5", 280.
It is ruled an interception, not a fumble. It'll be the first career interception for Smith, who pays the price in making that diving play. But just when you think about this All-Pro Smith at 275 pounds, to have the agility, the speed in the fourth quarter, the thrust to be able to, he was in the backfield near Esiason. He's in the picture here. Then the ball flops in the air. Look, he breaks out of the pack like everyone else is standing still and makes a one-handed play. Oh my.
That's a pretty amazing picture right there. Bruce Coslett said that when this guy's pass rushing off the corner, he's like Carl Lewis, and he has such long arms, and that helps him so much in the pass rush. And they look for tackles with long arms to keep long-armed guys like Bruce Smith away. That will be in the Bills highlight film.
That's the best catch in the New York area since Ron Swoboda or Sandy Ambrose.
Swoboda, the '69 Miracle Mets, Dick Enberg.
Well, we had Sean Lee, Swan Swoboda Lee in San Diego last week to remind us of that. Bruce is okay. Wind knocked out of him, although you always fear when you land on the ball the way he did, a possible rib injury.
Well, that comeback attempt that lasted exactly one play. Jets defense does the job. They get the turnover, and then it takes great players making great plays, and there's one of the best.
Boy, if you didn't know who that was, you just saw the end of the play, say, boy, what wide receiver made that one-handed catch for Buffalo? So the Bills get it back at the 46 of the Jets. They were 3 and out for the first time last possession. Thomas runs into a wall, and then the shirt tail tackle by Marvin Washington. And the Jets will spend the timeout. That's their first of the second half. 16-10 Buffalo.
That's still.
Tuesday, John gets a visit from old friend Ted Shackelford. Now, if only he could remember why they're friends.
What do you want me to do, draw you a picture? I'd like that very much.
All new Lara Kett. Then, everyone's dragging their Halloween costumes out of the closet.
Nice costume.
Can you guess what I am?
Apparently not.
All new second half, NBC.
Tuesday.
There's no diplomatic way to say it. Our embassies are blowing millions of dollars in fraud and waste, and once again, you pay the tab.
Don't miss Dateline NBC.
Tuesday.
Bruce Cosley interceptions on the very first play. One by Talley. That is the difference in the game at this point, a 61-yard score. And now Bruce Smith with a spectacular catch of a ball that flopped in the air when Esiason was hit. They've got 10 points out of 2 turnovers, and now this is their third. Jets have 3 turnovers, no points. Second down, 11. To the side to Beebe. Hit a little late, and that's going to cost the Jets a penalty. Eric Thomas got Beebe out of bounds, and that'll give Buffalo another 15 yards.
This is just a simple square out by Don Beebe. He kind of gives up the play. That's pretty foolish right there. That a major one too.
Instead of the ball being at the 37-yard line, still
unnecessary roughness, hit out of bounds on the 22 of the defense. 15 yards, first down.
And that moves the ball in sure field goal position for Christie. So Buffalo with that advantage, 4:42 to go. Jets have already spent 1 timeout, and they've got a first down inside the 22 with a 6-point lead.
And you know, Dick, people are going to look at the score of this game, 16-10, and say, probably not much in that game. There has been a whole bunch in this game for just 26 points scored for the 2 teams.
Thurman Thomas, the offensive star, gets the handoff and charges to the 19-yard line. And the second timeout will be used by the New York Jets. And Thomas slow getting up.
I don't blame him for being slow getting up at this point on this day.
There have been some solid hitting in this one, and one can expect much more of the same in the second halves of our doubleheader, especially Pittsburgh and Cleveland, New England and Seattle, some of you will see. And Seattle very quietly up there in the Northwest, really turning things around, and they have one of the top defenses in the AFC. Rick Meyer showing that he is a sage rookie at that critical quarterback position for Seattle, and his counterpart for the New England Patriots, Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah. Those are the 2 money changers this year in the draft.
Bledsoe not expected to play today, however.
But they do walk proudly to the bank every Tuesday and take a big bucket with them.
Well, that was one of the big stories today. A man who didn't walk to the bank, the David Williams of the Houston Oilers.
Yes.
What was your reaction to that? Well, wait after
I'll tell you in a minute.
On second down and 7, Thomas. And just a safe play by Buffalo into the middle of the line with Thomas picking up some yards closer to an easier field goal. And now the Jets have exhausted their timeouts in the second half. And with 4:32 to go, and we'll get your answer to that question. But first, let's pause for these words.
NBC presents Donna Mills.
I love you.
Could her fiancé have faked his own suicide?
I have to find out if he's alive.
Barbara Taylor Bradford's Remember, NBC tonight.
Monday, it's Halloween in Bel Air. And everything's going totally haywire.
Jazz and I are getting married.
And we mean everything. Then, whoa, Joey meets his favorite childhood funny man.
You still doing the clown thing?
Don't miss an all-new Fresh Prince Blossom Hour, NBC Monday.
There's a youngster here getting ready to root the Jets on for many years to come. 16-10, and that's a apropos shot to fit your reaction to being fined a game's pay for being there for your child's birth.
Yeah, well, I wasn't paid $111,000 a week, but when I played for Paul Brown, I think if I had missed a game because of the birth of one of my sons,
you'd been docked a week's pay?
Yeah, and I'd have had a lot of time to babysit. A lot of time to babysit.
You'd been looking for work.
Yes, I would have.
On third down, critical stop for the Jets, and they do get Thomas to drop at the 20-yard line, and a flag is down. And Mark Gunn may have been offside, and oh my. Chance to stop and at least force the field goal, and now that'll move it close to a first down.
Just to continue on that shortly, David Williams and his wife's son is 8 days old today, and
offside on the defense, 5 yards, third down and a foot to go.
And anyway, Paul Brown didn't when he got rid of you, he didn't say go to work, son. He would say, go find your life's work.
Boy, that is really some finality about that.
You are out of here. Bruce Coslett was in that same era, and we would take a chance on a $150 speeding ticket not to be fined $25 to be late to one of Paul Brown's meetings.
3rd and inches. Thomas the call, and he may not have made it. Now, Thomas' first priority was not to get rid of the football. He was going to make sure he didn't fumble, and the Jets able to smother him, and it looked as if they denied the first down. And Buffalo, with 4:17 to go, one would think Marv Levy will send in the field goal unit.
Looked like John Davis, 65, got up limping and limping badly there on his left. There he is in that big pile up. They're already missing Richer.
Jim Richer, who had played in 212 consecutive games, and the workhorse, or 212 games, not all consecutive. His 14th consecutive year with the Bills, and then injured a week ago.
Measurement.
And out will come Steve Christie to try a field goal that would all but put it away. Now the Jets will try to send out something special in terms of denying Christie, who's been perfect from short range.
Well, if there was ever a field goal block in the book, this is where you pull it out. You even chance a penalty here to try to get the ball.
Line of scrimmage to the 12-yard line, so it'll be about a 29-30-yarder.
The outside of the defense for the Jets are all defensive backs. They try to clip around that corner as best they possibly can. Here's one on one side.
Clifford Hicks would love to as an ex-Bill. And the clock now will run, and Buffalo apparently will just let it go down and then use one of their timeouts just to maximize time spent on this possession. Gives us a quick chance to congratulate our neighbors to the north, and the Toronto Blue Jays repeating as the baseball champions.
And you had a chance to talk to Johnny Rowland, who is a coach for the New York Jets, and there's a connection between Johnny Rowland.
Johnny Rowland is one of the top assistants, should be a head coach over St. Louis Cardinal great, and if St. Louis gets a franchise, rumors are that he might be the head coach. He said that his father was 75 years old. Vernon, I believe it is, down in Corpus Christi, Texas. After he left Little League program as an outfielder, Cito Gaston was the outfielder who replaced him, and I asked him why was he a Toronto fan. Johnny Rowland, he said, hey, Dad is rooted for the Blue Jays or whatever team Cito Gaston's been on. And so Papa down there, who still likes to coach baseball.
As a matter of fact, I saw Johnny Rowland this morning. He said, you talked to Dad? He said, yeah. And he said, Cito Gaston should not have pitched to Darren Dalton. Should not have pitched to him.
All right, here it is. 30 yards out of Frank Reich's hold. And Christie hits it. So Steve Christie this season has missed only one time, and that was a long one, 54 yards. And the Bills, what would seem now to be an insurmountable lead of more than a touchdown at 19-10.
You got to admire these Buffalo Bills. You know, the game did not start out right for them. They were doing things right. Thurman was gaining a lot of yards. Look at that number.
Outrushed the Jets by what, 39?
And that was Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator of the Jets' biggest fear, that he could control the game, and that's exactly what he did.
You throw in 67 more yards for Thomas on receptions, 184-yard day. That's what made him a top threat from scrimmage the last 4 years.
And when the Buffalo Bills, as we said at the outset, can run the ball, they wear down opponents, and you get them to make mistakes. And with the drives, the long sustained drives that the Bills had today, something that's very uncharacteristic of Buffalo, just wore out this Jets defense, and then the 2 big turnovers, one for a touchdown, and Bruce Smith, a spectacular play.
Say what you will about Buffalo and their failures in the Super Bowl. What they've been able to do after the disappointment of a Super Bowl defeat, well, no one's ever been able to match it, and you can't count them out this year. They think they're going to go to 4 in a row. Christie. That ball bounce. And now Morrell, the rookie, will take it for the touchback at the 20. Don't forget tonight on NBC, a big lineup, and preceding that will be game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see that AFC Central rivalry, the Steelers and the Browns. Some the Patriots colliding with the Seahawks. Check your local listings for the game in your area, but stay right here. That game coming up in just minutes, to be followed by our NBC primetime lineup.
And the Jets have 2 or no timeouts left, so they've got to hurry up offense from here.
3:38 to go. And the Bills will give them these plays, the short underneath, but Mathis makes it a good gain and stops the clock. Out to the 38-yard line, 18 yards. So Terrence Mathis has been the busy receiver. 7 catches, 92 yards, subbing for the injured Rob Moore. By the way, Moore, the top receiver for the Jets, knee injury, had it scoped just after the Raider game, and with the off week, they feel that Moore will be back next weekend to play. With 3.5 minutes left. Oh, Bruce Smith forces the fumble, and Boomer is able to recover it. No, it's still loose. Bruce Smith forces the fumble, recovered by Buffalo.
What a day.
Boomer thought Smith had been blocked far enough away, but he was able to reach out and bat it loose. A quiet first half, but Bruce Smith, if not the top defensive player in the league, he is definitely in the creme de la creme, the elite.
Well, we talked about his long arms. Watch that left arm go up. Just flicks the ball right out of Boomer's hand.
And who should recover it if Smith forced the fumble?
Darryl Talley, his roommate.
They collaborate again. They did on the play that Talley took for an interception. Look for 56 in there somewhere.
There he is.
He's got it.
Yes, sir. What a performance by 3 of the real superstars and mainstays of this team. Talley, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas. They have really done the job today.
And for the New York Jets, after a fine start and chances against the Eagles and Raiders, and even again today against Buffalo, how does Bruce Coslet put together the pieces? They'll go 2-4. The Bills to 5-1 as Kenneth Davis, the ball carrier.
Jets' next opponent, they change locker rooms. They play the Giants right here in the same stadium.
And then they've got Miami, so it's a tough part of their schedule. Then Indianapolis, Cincinnati, New England, and at least basis of the record thus far, it's better chances there. But then they finish against the Redskins, Dallas, Buffalo, and Houston. So
not good.
What seemed bright as this beautiful day is becoming darker as the shadows grow.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Davis wiggles out of a couple tackles, and Bobby Houston gets him at the 6-yard line.
And Dick, I think if you you talk to a head football coach, and if he could control the world, he'd say, I want a football team of balance. Offense to defense, run to pass. And today, the Buffalo Bills were able to just get the Jets out of balance. Their defense on the field so much. They ran the ball so well. Really hurt the Jets' chances.
Talley was talking to Nate Odoms, the starting quarterback, who did not play today. Steve Tasker did not play today. Richard did not play today. What a job for Buffalo.
Anyone can see that the new GE Profile Radiant Convection range is easy to clean, but the real technological advantage is what you can't see. So we'll show it to you in a roundabout way. Introducing the first GE range that circulates hot air all around your food, roasting meats up to 30% faster, so they get done to a turn on the outside while staying tender and juicy on the inside. Why does GE offer such an ingenious way to cook? Because we know how much of life revolves around dinner.
This is hydroplaning in less than an inch of water, and they're being pulled by Goodyear all-season AquaTread radials. AquaTread's deep groove design channels water away as you drive for outstanding traction. Hydroplaning, AquaTreading. Think about it.
Enemy in the open. If the communications data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces scattered.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
In 2 weeks, NBC presents a motion picture epic that demands to be seen. His mother gave him the world. His wife took it away. She lost the only thing that mattered.
I'm not going to rest until they've got his killer.
In the tradition of Fatal Vision comes the true story of a woman determined to bring her son's killer to justice.
My hell began the night my son was murdered. Your hell is just beginning.
Patty Duke, Martin Sheen, A Matter of Justice, NBC, November 7th.
Welcome back to Giant Stadium. What must it feel like for a team that builds its defense to stop one man? That's the key, Thurman Thomas, and even though that's the focus, can't do it.
Dick, it's demoralizing. It has an effect on the rest of the team. It puts a certain amount of desperation on the offense. You feel like when your offense goes out, the defense can't stop Thurman Thomas. Your offense has to go out and score on almost every drive, which the Jets tried to do, could not. Buffalo has done a wonderful job of just taking the emotion away from the New York Jets.
Now, this will be 8 straight wins for Buffalo on this turf, 7 against the Jets and 1 against the Giants. This is like their second home for the folks from West New York. And now time for the Hager Wrinkle Free Cotton Super Play of the game. Darryl Talley with an assist. Bruce Smith, 78, puts pressure on Boomer Esiason. Talley reading it all away, covers tight end James Thornton, and Talley outfights the tight end for the ball, and it's soft flying home. 61 yards for the touchdown that turned the game around, gave the Bills their first lead. That was in the third quarter. Took them to 13-7. And now with 1:19 left, the Bills with a 9-point lead, not taking any chances, and all the timeouts expended by the Jets will just kneel it down. And Bruce Smith, certainly we could have used a couple of his plays as our Hager highlight. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Tommy Roy. The coordinating producer, NBC's football, John Faratzis. Today's game was produced by John Faratzis and directed by John Gonzalez. NFL Live, produced by Ricky Diamond, directed by Kelly Atkinson. Technical directors Mitch Geller and Richard Sansevier. Our thanks to all the help in the booth: Mike Alber, Frank Zerkowski, Ross Schneiderman, Ron Sipkowski, Jim McLaughlin. We'll be down in Miami next Sunday to see Joe Montana, Kansas City against the Dolphins.
Tough for either one of these teams. Sit for 2 weeks, then come out and one of them lose. Boy, that really stings after that 2-week wait. Jets now 3 losses in a row.
Too much Thurman Thomas for the Jets to stop. And the Buffalo Bills go 5-1 with a 19-10 victory today. Coming up next, it's the Steelers and the Browns, New England and Seattle for some of you. And we'll be back at the Meadowlands. Bruce Smith and the smiling